Hey guys, Leonix here with SK Gaming, and I'm joined by LiQuiD of Team LiQuiD. First question, I wanted to know, obviously Team LiQuiD has been a legacy in esports, but I want to just get that out there that there is no correlation between your name and Team LiQuiD.
No, that was just serendipitous, to be honest. But it's just honestly, it's really cool. But Team LiQuiD, as you said, kind of a very mature esports organization with an impeccable reputation in the industry. And as things came to a close with Curse Inc. and a decision was made that we weren't going to renew a title sponsorship, it just seemed like the obvious choice. Obviously not for the naming reasons, but it's worked out great. I think we've accomplished so much in just a very short amount of time. We launched the new mini site under TeamLiquid.net, the Team LiQuiD Pro relaunch, which is awesome. And we brought on a new CSGO team. We integrated Team LiQuiD with the current LCS team, and we signed a number of really awesome sponsors for 2015. So in terms of like what we've been able to accomplish so far, just enormous results in such a short time. And I think that just goes to show that this co-ownership with Victor and I is working out really well.
Now that you've actually finished the week 1 of LCS 2-0 undefeated so far without Piglet, I wanted to know how was the acquisition came to be, how, when, where, why with Piglet and Phoenix.
So that's a long question. Let's see. So for Piglet, we made a decision to kind of change out our AD carry. I think as an owner, I wanted to have a team of guys that were 100% committed. Like, this is your main thing. You have nothing else. Your focus is performance of this team. That's one thing. I also wanted players that were coachable. I wanted people that were receptive to advice from a good coach, and I didn't have that before with Voy and Cop. And so I think that was like predominantly the reason that there's kind of this air around a possible roster change. So we made the decision, look, let's just make it public that we are searching for a new AD carry. And we did that. And I reached out to a number of potentials, and Piglet was on that list. And at first I was like, well, this is probably not going to happen. Like, why would Piglet come to North America? And I'd heard all these reasons why he wouldn't come. And then I was working with a gentleman in South Korea that was like helping me do the translation with Piglet and his family and stuff. And then I flew to Worlds and I met Piglet and his mom for dinner. And when they first came into the restaurant, I remember thinking to myself, like, holy shit, like, this is real. Like, he's here. Like, because everything had been on Skype and everything. So so that kind of came to be that way. And then with Voy, we actually thought that we had the roster pretty defined in the beginning. And then kind of pretty late into the off season, Voy made a decision to say, look, I'm not going to play anymore competitively for the next split. And it created kind of some apprehension for the team, like, damn, we thought we were going to be great. This is going to work out really well. And now late in the off season, when a lot of the trades had already happened and people had already signed contracts, we got to find a player. And so, it was a big challenge. And I think the players were pretty nervous about that. But it worked out. We found Miso from Jin Air, who was Trickster in the ladder, and then we renamed to Phoenix. So that's kind of the story about how they got there, and they've been playing really well. I mean, it's been unfortunate because of all the visa issues, so we haven't had too much scrim time, but we did do a lot of scrims prior to San Jose, and the scrim results were really good. So. And with the great start to the season, I feel really good. Yeah.
I know that a couple of teams already have kind of a couple different imports with their players, and everyone has given me kind of mixed responses on how they deal with like this cultural barrier, this language barrier. I wanted to know personally, what has Team Liquid done to prepare their players for this, and especially with a world-class AD carry on your team with Piglet, there's been some community comments about, oh, he's been sad, and how do you handle with the two imports?
So with Piglet, Piglet is a very he's an emotional guy, right? He wears all of his feelings on his sleeve. He reacts to situations, and there's a good and bad with that, right? So the bad part about that is that, you know, coming into a new environment, into North America, not having your friends and family, the first time ever coming here, mending relationships that he had previously before he came, and then kind of longing for those friendships. It's kind of a natural thing that happens in these types of situations, but it just takes time. He needs to be able to see us as his new family and friend network, and not long to see his friends back home. And it came at a time, it was right before the holiday season, so that kind of ignited some feelings and emotion. So it was actually really difficult. There was some translation issues. We didn't have a good translator. Then we didn't have a second good translator, and things weren't going back and forth. And it's hard because, like, how do you find a certified translator? How do you know things are going back and forth and being conveyed the right way? So there was like some mistranslations, and it was kind of a mess. So I think that process is still not like done for Piglet. It's not like, oh, he's finally settled in North America. I think it's going to take more time. He's getting his visa done back home. I guess maybe here is his new home in South Korea, and then he's going to come back. So he's still adjusting. Phoenix is he's got more of kind of a durable attitude about things. So I think he's adjusted really well. He fits in really good with the team. He speaks English better than Piglet, so I think that camaraderie between him and his teammates is really good. So yeah, I think there's still some adjustment periods. We have multiple translators that we use now, so we're going to try our best to make him feel at home.
For this first week of LCS, obviously with the visa issues, Keith McGroove sticking up for your team there. How did you decide on Keith McGroove to be on the team, or was there any other players that you had in mind to kind of fill in the roles for Piglet?
So once Curse Academy qualified for LCS, I knew I still wanted to have a challenger team. However, with CLG and Cloud9 and a number of other organizations that have already started challenger teams, it was difficult. It was actually the first split where there was just an immense amount of competition for challenger talent, and so it was difficult. Like, there was a lot of the players that I had previously on Team Law Pro ended up going to other teams. So I just wanted to find guys that had the will, that wanted to play. Keith was one of them. He had played support previously a little bit, and he was more comfortable in AD carry. And he's just a good-hearted kid. So when we knew Piglet wasn't going to be able to make it back in time, we reached out to him, and the team liked him. We had him come over to the house, play a few days of scrims, and he just gelled well. So I'm really thankful that he was able to come out and do this for the team. And he's going to go back to TL Academy and play there. I think their first match is on Tuesday, but he may not be able to play because of some of the riot rules of him being an LCS, but he'll play the following week for TL Academy, and he'll obviously continue being a sub for the main team.
I know the last time we talked, it was at the end of the expansion tournament, and you were looking for business partners to hook up for, and now is Team Gravity. How did that come to fruition, and how did you, how were you approached, and what made you finalize your decision? Oh, I'm going to sell to this particular person or organization.
So, an LCS spot and an LCS team has never been sold ever. So, actually, that's not actually not true. I'm sorry. There was a team sold a long time ago with C9, but it has been a long time since that last sale. And so what was the value associated with an LCS team and also the LCS spot? So I tried to create a marketplace of buyers that were interested. I did a lot of interviews and posts and articles on Riot Games site. So that kind of created a bunch of interest. I told interested buyers you can submit bids, and it kind of got down to two gentlemen. One of those currently the owner, Davis, and it was actually a difficult decision. It got up to a certain price point, and I kind of said, you know what, let's just, I'm going to decide between one of the two of you guys. And Davis just had like a fire and a desire. He was younger, but I think really passionate, and I knew that the team was going to be taken care of with him. So I think for those reasons, I ended up deciding to go with Davis.
Absolutely. Now that you have Team LiQuID, is that a Team LiQuID Academy? Is that going to be a repetitive future process, or?
I know most people probably won't believe me, but I really do have the team to have subs, to have a roster in case somebody gets sick or something happens, and a sister team for the main team to compete with, and to also put pressure on the main team. Like this is a great example. Keith played out of his mind. So Piglet, if you're not playing well, Keith is ready to go. So. I think that's a healthy competition. I think it's good in sports. So that's the main reason why we have TL Academy. If TL Academy does qualify for LCS, then great.
All right, last question. Do you have any shout outs or plugins? I know that you've recently acquired a new sponsor, but how's that come to be?
Yeah, of course, thanks to all of our sponsors who provide a lot of resources in order for us to do what we do. And HTC, which is monumentous kind of thing for esports. I think a lot of fans don't maybe understand the degree of the implication of a sponsor like this getting involved in the space, but it has kind of a ripple effect, and it's good for creating more jobs for people that want to work in esports, and it drives just more resources to the scene. And there's just so much value for everything that we're doing, and I think HTC is identifying with that, which is really good. And it's just a good fit for them, and it's a good fit for us. So I'm really excited to have them as part of the TL family. So.
All right. If you want any more coverage just like this, be sure to check out SK Gaming. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to keep this content going. Other than that, till next time.